On a high-profile case we told you about at the top of the last hour, the Georgia Supreme Court says a teen beaten outside of Six Flags over Georgia is now entitled to $35 million. Joshua Martin's attorneys sued Six Flags, saying the park did not provide a safe environment. A Cobb County jury awarded Martin $35 million. Originally, Six Flags was responsible for 92% of that award. A court of appeals threw out the award on a technicality, but then today's Supreme Court ruling reinstates that penalty, the $35 million, but says the money should be divided up differently. Helping us to better understand this ruling is attorney Ashley Willcott, who is quite familiar with the workings of our Georgia Supreme Court. It's good to have you.
Thank you, Melissa.
So you say that today's decision provides some clarity. What do you mean?
It does. It does. So the Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court had to determine what happens when a jury award is not apportioned correctly. And the Supreme Court decision means that now we have clarity and guidance. We know that you have to go back to a jury trial, but only as to the division of the award, not to retry the entire case.
This $35 million award that's now been reinstated, is it fair to say it's sizable, it's large?
Sure, that's a big award. And a lot of times I think when you have big companies or corporations and there's a verdict against them, it may be a big number, but $35 million is a big number. Six Flags is still arguably going to owe a lot of money, but it may not be the full 32 that was originally awarded by the jury.
Six Flags, other theme parks, this is not the first time something like this has gone into the courtroom.
It is not. No, there have been other lawsuits against other amusement parks as well as Six Flags. And I think one of the things in the state of Georgia that everyone needs to remember is it's not just what happens on the premises, it can also be what happens on the approaches to the premises.
So what kind of message does this send not only to Six Flags, other theme parks, but other businesses about your own property?
Sure. Well, when it's on your own property, you need to be aware of what's happening. And if you have knowledge of something that's happening or something that can be prevented and you don't, you can be liable. It's called premises liability, and it's just a part of our law.
And you touched on this earlier. We really don't know right now how much Six Flags will be responsible for of this very sizable award.
That's right. The jury is going to have to decide that, and so they will have to consider all of the attackers as well as Six Flags, and again determine which of those individuals or companies are responsible for how much of the total $35 million.
Ashley Willcott, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.